with church. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Take him with church. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What's up? What's up? Mzanza Stream. Wow. We're in the Bay. I'm talking Camps Bay.
You know this.
And we are with one of the hottest TeamTalkLess artists, King J.
What's up, man? What's up, man?
Bling bling, ice ice.
Ice, baby, ice. What's up?
How's it going, man?
I'm chilled, man. What's up?
Hey, man. First of all, let's go straight to the action. Yeah. You just signed with TeamTalkLess.
Yeah.
How did it come about?
Look, man. I actually met Emmy on Twitter like 2013, 14. He found me. I actually did a track with AB Crazy.
Yeah.
And it was out on radio, and he heard the track because obviously they just dropped Rans and Nars. Yeah. So I think he was interested in hearing more music from AB, saying that they boys and stuff. So my track came on and he heard it, and he hit me up on Twitter like, "Yo, man, what's up? Like, I actually like your voice, and I think Africa should hear you." And then the rest is history. We did Champagne Showers.
Oh yeah. Before we go to Champagne Showers, You had already songs with Uhuru, Uhuru. You had Speedy, so you were already buzzing, So
I think for me, bro, like before that, obviously there was a hustle.
Yeah,
like there was something that I wanted to do with my life. I mean, I had started music from years ago. I started music when I was like in grade 4. Actually, I started realizing that I could actually sing. Got into the church choir, moved up from there, and grade 10 recorded my first track. Church. And I think from there I slowly moved up and met with Speedy, with Uhuru, Maporisa, and I started penning songs for them, like the Ungawami remix. Penned up like the song, and like this is where we are now.
So you produce also as well?
Yeah, I produce. I produce most of my own records as well, and so.
See, these people, they don't talk much, man. They just do it. So I mean, you now with TeamTalkLess. I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot of hits coming up from singles. Anything we should be expecting and looking forward.
I think for me now, like we kind of like laid down the schedule. In terms of work and whatever, we had been putting in work. I've got a single called Dream that's supposed to be coming out. There's a project that I'd already done. Like there's a full project that's already done. It's just now a matter of mastering and mixing and all of that. It's titled Nobody Cared Enough. The title itself says something to you. So Nobody Cared Enough until TeamTalkLess came out. So there's a schedule, and I'm sure you guys are gonna hear a lot of heat.
So do you feel any kind of pressure? I mean, there's a lot of artists who are not signed with record labels, and then there are artists who are signed with record labels.
Yeah.
Doesn't that bother you? Like the whole country is gonna be like, okay, TeamTalkLess. We've heard MEG pushing the brand. He did Rans and Nara, which was a hit.
Yeah.
You guys just did the whole church, which is a hit. You guys check it out on Mzanza Stream. The video is out.
You better get it.
Better check it.
Get it on iTunes, Spotify. Get it on Deezer. Yeah.
So now, don't you feel, you R&B singer, so
there's no man. Let me be honest with you. I feel at the end of the day, every man to his. You know what I'm saying? MEG has done great work. We worked with a lot of other artists as well. Like we've got TRK, we've got Lord Black, who's also doing his own thing. I think at the end of the day, the only main pressure you can have is yourself. Like that's the only challenge you have, and the more you work on getting to know yourself, the better your music becomes, because immediately when you start focusing on who's signed, who's not signed, who's doing this, who's not doing that in the game, like I feel like you kind of lose it. You kind of find yourself in a space where you're like, but I'm not gonna name drop. I'm just saying, but this particular artist is probably doing this and I'm not doing this. I think at the end of the day, it's about remaining true to self and knowing what you want. So I think for me, where I am right now is I found who I am, and I found a team that kind of recognizes who I am and understands and is willing to assist me where I can, where they can, and move on with that. So there's no particular pressure from anybody, and whether I drop an album 5 years from now, whether I drop an album next month, whether there's no particular pressure for me to say, I feel like I'm being left behind or whatever. It's just a matter of understanding who I am and understanding what music and what my music says to me and how I want it to communicate. Or I want to communicate it to people. So it's just that.
So it's basically all communication and getting the right message.
The right message out. It's it's communication, planning. Matter of fact, it's planning, communication, putting the work in and making sure that the timing is right.
True.
Like the timing is right. I mean, we did church. If you don't know, we did church last year. The song was recorded last year. Now, I don't wanna, like I said, like I don't wanna compare it to any hits that have been dropped or songs that have been dropped by other artists. But a track that was done a year ago, right now for what it's doing, what it's doing right now for me is like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's about timing, planning, and making sure that you guys don't. There's no pressure. I think with TeamTalkLess, there's no pressure. You know, let's talk more action.
More action.
That's it.
So, I mean, MEG is a Nigerian, you South African.
Yeah.
That whole collaboration. Definitely, people out there, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of features with Nigerian artists and just fusing the two.
I mean, I've already got a feature with Ice Prince. We've got a song that we did together called You're the One. I've actually started shooting the video for that as well.
Oh, nice.
So I'm sure you guys are going to get to see it soon, but first we're just going to handle that dream first before we move on to the next track. But yeah, there's been a couple of collaborations with artists, you know, from outside the country, like AY from Tanzania. I worked with AY as well. So there has been like collaborations with artists from outside the country who actually came in, and I think, you know, when it comes to collaborations, for me it's more about the interest in African culture. Like you need to look at where you are as a South African artist, and then look at somebody else as an African artist, but also now underline the fact that you're both Africans and you guys have the power to kind of like contribute towards each other's pop culture, modern culture, based on where you guys come from. Excuse me. So I think looking at the fact that maybe AY is from Tanzania and looking at MEG from Nigeria and TRK from Zim, like he has a certain market at home that he can help me kind of like penetrate into and kind of connect with. And so it's all about just making sure that we just help each other out and understand where we both coming, or all of us are coming from musically. And that's it. Like, that's all it is. Music is a universal language, man. Like, everybody understands. No, you don't understand music, you feel music.
You feel music.
That's it.
You feel music.
Yeah.
Man, I think I learned a lot right now from you. You should probably get into the whole motivational speaking.
Oh, no, not yet, brother.
But man, I mean, it's been great hanging out with you here. You know, Cape Town, Zanzibar Street,
Camps Bay, baby.
King J, we in the Bay.
We in the Bay, chilling in the Bay. It's
TeamTalkLess.
TeamTalkLess, signing out, King J.